Hi, this is Dawn at Dawn's Astrological Vision. Stand by for Sagittarius September 2015 General Forecast. Hi, Sagittarius Sun Sign and Sagittarius Rising. Welcome back. September begins with your ruler Jupiter in the sign of Virgo until September 2016. Virgo is the sign that is on your midheaven, which is also known as the 10th house. And the 10th house governs the role of your father or most public parent in your life, your attunement to the public and to the outer world, your concern with public image, reputation, and prestige. It also covers your ambition in terms of career, your desire for success, fame, or power. The planet Jupiter indicates your awareness of morals and of religious, ethical, social, cultural, and educational values, your traditions and goals. Jupiter in the horoscope also shows in what way an individual can grow and expect greater enrichment in the affairs of their lives. The Sun is also transiting your 10th house, Sagittarius, along with Jupiter. You are serious and disciplined in career pursuits and work long and hard in order to attain your aims, as self-worth is tied to being in position of authority. The Sun trines Pluto on the 4th, and your desire is to make an impression through your profession, which should benefit from your strong leadership abilities. Over the next couple of days, the urge to remold yourself and a strong willfulness and great intensity are noticeable. You will feel the need to transform yourself in a radical way and to eliminate old patterns of life which no longer measure up to your ideals. You could assume a personal role of leadership in business and professional affairs. With Jupiter also in this house, opportunity or opportunities are definitely knocking. You need to make some decisive, ambitious steps in your career or in your outward public life to make them successful. All you really got to know is what you actually truly want. It's as simple as that. It's time to claim a little more in life. Ask for that promotion and be prepared to look for another job elsewhere if you are refused. This aspect is not just about career, though. You could move to a better neighborhood, buy yourself a new vehicle, even take a major vacation. Anything you do that people who don't know you can see is under the domain of the midheaven, and the midheaven is set for some improvements now. Pluto is in your second house, the sign of Capricorn, and is going direct on the 25th. And in this house, there is an overwhelming desire to have control over one's material resources as an aid to achieving peace of mind. Pluto transiting the second house indicates that your attitude towards owning or towards possessing things or people must be transformed in order to achieve a regeneration of values. There could be also an indication that compulsive expenditures can be a source of difficulty, in which case you need to discipline that tendency. Mars trines Uranus on the 10th and affects your 9th house and 5th house. And any interchange with Mars and Uranus is indicative of an extremely dynamic flow of energy, usually manifesting as decisiveness, drive, and exceptional energy. There is usually courage, inventiveness, leadership, and personal independence connected with this aspect. This involves your 5th house of romance, children, entertainment, speculation, and your 9th house of higher learning, long-distance travel, philosophy, and expansion. Over the next couple of days, you could find yourself more of a gambler with safety as well as with finances and ideas, and will stake your all on a scheme or plan, the success of which you are convinced will happen. On the 13th, there is a partial solar eclipse. It is part of a family of eclipses that are considered to be highly stressful. Because this eclipse is also in Virgo, the sign that rules over work and health, it is a time to avoid stress and surgery if possible. Make your plans now to start something new, but wait until next week to put them into action. This solar eclipse is not visible in the United States. This eclipse will be in your 10th house, Sagittarius, and you could receive the recognition for which you have so long worked for. Opportunities from other career sources may appear as you may lose a longtime boss or become one yourself. Mercury goes retrograde on the 17th in your 11th house, the sign Libra, until October 9th. This is the third and last time of the year that Mercury retrogrades. Mercury in the 11th house brings about increased communication with friends and with groups and organizations you belong to. During this retrograde phase, you could receive or give erroneous information. This is the time to catch up with old friends. You may bump into each other unexpectedly. Occasionally, this aspect brings about a withdrawal from social activity, which may be by choice. This is not the time to purchase any electronic devices, including cell phones, TVs, computers, or sign new contracts. Saturn re-enters your sign on the 17th, Sagittarius, and will remain until 2018. For Sagittarius risings, Saturn brings about a shift from who you used to be to who you will be, but with a traumatic period of uncertainty, while the no longer useful persona decays off. The first house is our survival instinct, and when Saturn spends time in that house, we find ourselves reverting to primitive protective devices. Self-consciousness becomes high, which can be either difficult or powerful or both. There could be dramatic changes in your image. Saturn conjoining the Sun for Sagittarius sun signs will bring about or could bring about professional and political ambitions. You could have an increased personal responsibility towards business, professional, legal, and political affairs. Watch out for lower vitality and difficulties dealing with government agencies or those in position of power and authority. Mars squares Saturn in your first house on the 25th, which Mars has moved into Virgo, and this aspect can encourage anyone to inhibit his anger and his extreme frustration. Work done at this time is laborious, hard, and dangerous. Watch becoming passive-aggressive, hard, bitter, intolerant, and quarrelsome. Pressure from those in authority at work is common. From the 25th until the end of the month, be aware of feeling bitter, resentful, or hostile if suffering any type of injustice. Watch cutting off your nose to spite your face. Mars is in your 10th house in Virgo of career, reputation, and Saturn is in your first house. The full moon is in the sign of Aries on the 27th. It is a larger-than-life supermoon as well as a total lunar eclipse. This eclipse will be visible over Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and parts of the eastern United States, and will have the strongest effect on one-to-one relationships or those with a birthday on that same day. This is not the best week to schedule an important event. This eclipse will be in your 5th house, and this house governs love, children, romance, sports, and artistic expression. If pregnant, this could bring about the birth of a child. This house rules speculative ventures and gambles. Self-image could be at a high or low point. You could become involved in convention planning or special events projects over the next few months. Sagittarius, your lucky days of the month are the 1st, 9th, 10th, 19th, 20th, 28th, and 29th. That completes your September 2015 general forecast. Thank you for liking and subscribing to Dawn's Astrological Vision. Sagittarius, have a wonderful month. I'll talk to you next month. Bye.